Hello everybody, welcome back to Phuc Yen Air Base, just north of the city of Hanoi in North Vietnam. We're back today flying with 2nd Lieutenant Nguyen Van Coc of the 921st Sao Zo Fighter Regiment, 1st Flight, Section A. Today's date is July 16th, 1965. In the real-life Vietnam War, July of 1965 was an extremely busy month, lots going on. On July 10th, the first Vietnamese aircraft, a MiG-17, was shot down by a U.S. Air Force F-4C. In early July, the first SA-2 SAM sites became operational in North Vietnam. And on July 24th, the Vietnamese claimed their first SAM kill against a U.S. aircraft. The destroyed aircraft was an Air Force F-4C, codenamed Leopard 2. 3 other F-4s were damaged by the explosion of the SAM going off in the midst of the squadron. Captain Ross Faubert, the backseater in the F-4 who was on his last mission before rotating home, never ejected and rode the stricken aircraft into the jungle. The pilot, Richard Kearn, was a World War II bomber pilot who had been shot down during that war on his 14th mission as well. He ejected, but was captured by the North Vietnamese and remained a POW for the rest of the war. Just days later, on July 28th, the Air Force organized its first SAM counterstrike in retaliation for the shootdown. This was Operation Spring High, and consisted of 48 F-105s from Thailand. Unfortunately, the target had been printed in the New York Times after being announced by Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara well in advance. The Soviet SAM commander repositioned his 2 SAM sites the night before the attack, and when the F-105s from Thailand arrived, they found only decoy missiles and telephone poles painted white. 6 F-105s were lost during the raid, and no SAMs were destroyed. Our mission objective today is going to be to intercept an enemy flight approaching the Gai Tuong POL storage, that's petroleum, oils, and lubricants. We are to destroy the enemy flight before it reaches its target. Our call sign is going to be Ford. We'll be taking 8 MiG-17 Fresco A's into combat. Takeoff time is 10:40 in the morning. Over the intercept by 10:48, back to Phuc Yen by 11:02. In the loadout, we're taking aircraft 1030, 100% fuel, 100% ammo, and 2 400-liter drop tanks under the wings. All 8 aircraft are configured with this same loadout, for a total takeoff weight today of 12,810 pounds each. Here is our map. We'll be taking off from Phuc Yen, heading to the east, climbing up to 4,600 meters for waypoint 3. Turning to the southwest, we head down to our objective point, which will be over the city of Nam Dinh. After the intercept, we're going to head northwest away from Nam Dinh, back up towards the Red River, where we will circle around and come back for a landing at Phuc Yen from the west. Known aces in the campaign are 2nd Lieutenant Nguyen Van Coc, which is me, and 2nd Lieutenant Cao Van Trong, with 5 kills. Our squadron strength is 18 aircraft, with only 18% supply. Pretty low, but not so low that they'll pull us off the line. Not just yet. Okay, to the roster for today. Ford 1 is going to be me. My wingman would be Lieutenant Nguyen Van Chu. Ford 3, leader of the 2nd element in the first flight, is going to be 2nd Lieutenant Cao Van Trong, our other ace. Putting him in charge of his own element and letting him go off and do his own thing should give him the opportunity, hopefully, to get some more kills. His wingman in Ford 4 will be 2nd Lieutenant Lu Kim Niem. Leader of the 2nd flight is going to be the commanding officer of the squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Tai Kang Phuc, who I believe we've flown with before. He's got 1 air-to-air kill. His wingman, Lieutenant Win Trong Yao. Leader of the 2nd element in the 2nd flight in Ford 2-3 is going to be Lieutenant Dao Doi Long. And finally, Ford 8, or Ford 2-4, is going to be Lieutenant Dang Ngoc Tren. So it's going to be a busy, crowded day up in the sky today. Lots of MiG-17s going up. But that's going to wrap up our briefing. We've covered everything we need to cover, so we're going to head out to the tarmac and pre-flight our MiG-17s. We'll see you out on the runway. Out on runway 9. here at Phuc Yen, making final preparations for takeoff. Wheel brakes disengaged. And there's our takeoff clearance. Full power. VK1 slowly spooling up to 100%. We'll be looking at 300 kilometers per hour rotation speed. There's 100. There's 200. And there's 300 as I pull back ever so slightly on the stick. Ford 1 is airborne. Gear up. And as soon as those red lights go off and the gear is secured, flaps up. Now looking out over to our right, you can see Hanoi kind of spreading off into the distance. You may notice something that's a little bit different from last time. My canopy is blessedly clear. I was really kind of tired with dealing with the raccoon scratch canopy, and I actually went into the data files and I grabbed a texture from one of the other planes. I don't remember which one, may have been the F-100 or something. So I actually switched the texture out, so I have a nice clear canopy, and I'm really loving that. So that's something new for this episode. We've got 8 aircraft to get off the ground and up into formation, so I'm just going to circle the airfield. I'm going to fly the pattern 1 or 2 times, and that'll give time for all 8 aircraft to get airborne, and then at least start to get up on my wing, and then we'll turn south. There's Second Lieutenant Nguyen Van Coc, he's airborne, my number 3. Off to the right here, on the left side, you can see the Tam Dao mountain range, known to the Americans as Thud Ridge. We've got the Cow River snaking its way into the distance, with the large city of Tai Nguyen on the far banks. Now I do have the option in this mod that I'm using to actually have formation takeoffs, but I don't really like using that because I find that it causes a lot of crashes on runways. So I just prefer to take the time to do a couple of circuits and get everyone formed up that way. Speaking of the circuit, I'm going to make my left turn. Down there, right in front of us, is the city of Viet Tri and the Red River going by it. My cruise altitude was assigned at 4,600 meters, but you can see we've got this overcast layer. We have a ceiling above us, so we're going to go up as high as that'll allow us. I don't want to go into the clouds because then obviously we'll lose visibility. And this is not an all-weather fighter, so we want to stay below the ceiling. And we're just at 4,000 meters now, and I feel like we're getting pretty close. So probably gonna level out. Or we're at 44 now. I think 4,500 meters is going to be good. We'll just pitch up the last few meters and set the wing leveler. So there we go. So we're just skirting the bottom of the clouds. We can still see. I'm going to power way back. And there you go. You can see that we're right over the runway at Phuc Yen. There's a couple of MiG-17s down below us maneuvering to get up into position. This is Ford 8, our last aircraft, taxiing into position. There's 7 just lifting off ahead of him. So once 8 is airborne, that'll be all of Ford flight up in the air. We'll make a left turn here to begin the second circuit. I don't think we're going to do a full circuit. I think I'm just going to turn onto downwind, and 8 should be up in a moment. So we'll probably just do half the downwind leg, and then I'll depart from midfield, and we'll head south down to our intercept point. I hear a friendly MiG coming by, so the wingmen are close. Oop, there's one. One of my guys crossing just beneath me. Rolling out on downwind. We'll maintain that 4,500 meters. Here's Viper flight. They're J5s, which are the Chinese version of the MiG-17, from the third flight of the 921st Saozhou Squadron. So, sister flight from the same squadron here at Phuc Yen. The 921st Fighter Regiment was the very first jet fighter squadron of North Vietnam. Its pilots trained in China and the Soviet Union, and when they returned after the training program, the Soviets and China gifted 35 MiG-17s and J-5s to North Vietnam to form their first fighter regiment, which was divided into several sections. Along with those MiG-17s were several MiG-15 UTIs, which are the two-seat trainer version of the MiG-15 for training purposes. Full power. I'm leaving the pattern, heading to the south, over Hanoi. Whoa! One of the wingmen overshooting me as they're trying to get into position. That might be Ford 3, Cao Van Trong, our other ace. Okay, setting up for waypoint 5. I'm going to turn the in-game HUD on, just to make sure I'm centered right on the waypoint. As you know, sometimes the navigation equipment in this plane is a little wonky. So we'll just make sure we're going the right way, and then we'll turn that off. I'm going to throttle back to cruise power of 400 liters per hour. We've got the drop tanks on, but we'll just maybe try to preserve some of that fuel in there, so once we get to the intercept point, we can dump the tanks and we'll still have completely full internal fuel for dogfighting. Disregard that. We're going full power. Viper flight has spotted the incoming American aircraft already, and we're a little behind them, so we need to get down there toot sweet. Looks like Viper and Tiger flights are engaging enemies already down by Nam Dinh, which is right where our waypoint 5 is.
Forward, 1, red ground, primary target, 12 o'clock, 15 miles, Angels 5, heading north.
Okay, we got primary targets, 12 o'clock at only 15 miles. They're close. And they're F-105s. That sucks. Those things are fast. It's really hard to catch up to them if they get ahead of us. Time to dump the drop tanks.
Someone get him off me! Forward,
And then I'm going to order the squadron to go ahead and engage.
done.
Flight 2, engage air.
Red ground, bandit,
And Flight 1, engage air.
mile, Angels
Fort 2, cover my 6s. We're going to wing up and over and try to come on down behind these guys.
mile,
Oh, shit, we're getting into the clouds.
heading east.
And I've got a missile incoming already.
Roger that. Attacking your target.
I'm pulling down, just corkscrewing down over the top of the Red River here.
Missile on.
Enemy aircraft right below me at 12 o'clock. F-105s. I've got the engine firewalled. We're just going to come down right behind these guys. Oh yeah, look at this. They're super close.
Missile inbound.
Taking the shot. I got another missile incoming. Oh, there's a pushover trying to get out of its way. Fuck. Is that a second one? It's 2 missiles incoming. Pulling back up, redding out, blacking out, back and forth. That F-105 is trailing fuel, but man, they are speeding away from me already. I lost the momentum I needed to keep up with them. Wow, and there goes the SAM right off the nose. Look at that, launch site, 9 o'clock, down low. And there's an F-105 spinning in. One of the wingmen must have got that. Another SAM launch off my 11 o'clock. Tons of flak, tracers coming up from Guy Lam Airport. Maybe we can get off a random shot at them. Fuck. Whoa! Jesus Christ. Missile just past the canopy on my right side. Holy fucking shit. Another missile incoming. Blacking out nearly as I turn on a dime. Over to the left. Looking for my closest target now. I just told the whole squadron to keep engaging air and reminding Ford 2 to cover my 6. Okay, we got F4s all over the place, and they're just speeding away from me. There, he just fired a missile at somebody. These Fresco A's are bullshit against F4s. They just speed away from me. Looks like we get an F-105 flight over here to my right, though. They have to egress. If they keep turning, they'll bleed speed, and then maybe I can shorten up the distance. We're right over Hanoi now. Whoa! Something just exploded. Oh, another SAM launch off to my 9 o'clock. Coming from back my. There it goes. Just passed by the nose again, heading left to right. Somebody picking up flak there off to my left. And there's those F-105s just above my canopy bars. The air is just full of aircraft, and it's hard to tell who's who. I've traded altitude for airspeed, hoping to get under these guys. Looks like they're turning again. Maybe I can close the gap. Ooh, this guy's getting pretty close. Okay, looks like we're circling back around towards Back Mai, which is where those SAM sites have been firing from, which is good. Oh! Oh, these guys are attacking ground targets. Okay, we got 2 of them. They're awfully close. You know what? Ford 2, attack my target. You take the left guy, I'm going to split off and go for the right. And it looks like he's getting set up to make a run on a ground target. And I can't... I'm having troubles targeting him visually. There we go. And he is off. He's pulling up and away. The high wing loading of the F-105 is working against it now. The more they pull back, the more speed he's losing. And I'm sliding right in behind him, closing the gap. Okay, looks like we got a good shot coming up here. Firing. Oh, that's a hit. Pieces coming off. Looks like control surfaces. And another hit. Jesus, this guy's still fucking flying, though. Oh no, we just lost a wingman somewhere. Oh, god damn it. There we go, coming apart, this F-105. Jeez, they build them tough over at Republic, don't they? That was a ton of cannon fire going into one airplane that refused to go down. Okay, more F-4s circling the area like vultures. Trying to select the closest target, and it keeps changing constantly. Now it's back to an F4, now it's a couple of different F4s. Oh, something down below me to my left. What's this? Where'd you go? Nope, there he is. MiG-17. Nope, that's a MiG-17. That's a friend. Okay, let's remind everybody again, all aircraft, attack air. Ford 2, cover my 6. Ford 2, cover my 6. Oh, son of a bitch. No response. Lieutenant Duan is down. Plume of smoke out at the 12 o'clock. Someone's going down there as well. Can't tell if it's friendly or enemy. That's a MiG-17 off to the left, but this is an F-8 Crusader. Crusader, that's more my speed now. We can keep up with this guy. You're mine, asshole. Flak bursting around us. And tracers heading our way too. If we're not careful, we're going to catch one of these in friendly fire. Oh, shit. Lost him for a second. He got away from me. There he is. God, these friendly tracers are so close. And not unrealistic. Several MiGs were downed in the early days by friendly fire. Trigger-happy gunners on the ground, just shooting at everything. Trying for some wild shots on this Crusader. That's a miss. Oh no, we're out of 37mm. We're down to just 23mm, which means we only have a few bursts left. I have to be very economical with this ammo, because I'm not letting this guy escape. Fuck, just breathing on the trigger. This, one tracer. Come on, fucking hit this guy! Yes! Thank God. That Crusader just blowing up into a million pieces. And I am definitely out of ammo. I am lucky I got the few extra rounds that I did. Crapola. Oh, another missile coming in at me. There it goes, zooming right by the tail. Oop, and I got a F-8 right off my wing here. Where'd he go? There he is. Just outside the canopy. Crisscrossing with him in a scissors maneuver. If I can at least scare him away, I can get away from him. Yep, looks like he's going off that way. We're right over this headquarters barracks thing, so we have some AAA help from below. Okay, we still have plenty of fuel. Somebody's going down out there. Look at that. That might be an enemy. There was a whole line of flak and then the shooting star. So that might have been somebody who got taken out by ground fire. Somebody's still over there, though. Okay, heading towards this airfield now to maintain some flak protection. Oh, look at that parachute. Somebody is going down, or did go down. I think maybe flak claimed an American aircraft. Although there is, again, still somebody else out there, but we're right over the airfield here. And that's Hanoi out to our right, and there's Fujian. So I'm not going to order my wingmen to disengage and fly home, because every time I do that, they just beeline for the landing zone, and then they get shot down. So I'm just going to let everyone organically complete their combat, and they'll group up with me when they're ready. Mission's still in progress. We never got a mission failed or a mission success, so I don't really know what that means. It's probably going to be a fail because we didn't really knock down any of the primary targets. Those F-105s got away. Marine F-4s. Very close. Right over the city. That worries me, because this is what happened last time. Random F4 circling, taking pot shots at my guys. Looks like Ford 3, 4. There's 2-1, 2-2, and 2-4. So I guess maybe we lost 2 wingmen.
Ford 1, red crown, multiple bandits, right 2 o'clock, 10 miles.
Well, okay, so those are the same F4s that are still my closest target, so maybe they're actually going away. It looks like they're bugging out. Oh. So I'm just staying over Hanoi, letting the wingmen hook back up with me for mutual protection. If there's any Americans following us, there's SAMs in the area, there's AAA. We're right over downtown right now with the Red River beneath us. Guy Lam Airfield out right at about 11 o'clock. And you can see there's a big SAM site over at our 10 o'clock.
You got a bandit in your 6 o'clock.
One of our guys still has bandits on him. Okay, well everyone's right here, so we'll go right over Guy Lam. And if anyone's following us, they're going to get shot at by the SAM site or AAA.
Ford 1, red crown, 20 plus bandits.
Okay, that's our nearest target now. We have F8 Crusaders out a bit away.
Heading north.
Maybe that bandit right behind you call was a glitch. That happens sometimes. I'm just happy. It looks like most of my guys are safe. We're pretty far removed from these Crusaders, so I think we're officially out of combat. I'm going to circle around Phuc Yen, and then I'll order these guys to return back to base. You can see them all circling around behind me out to the east. These Crusaders are still hanging around.
Ford 1, red crown.
They're 20 miles out. They're right on the deck.
20 miles. Angel
They're
0,
engaging
heading
somebody.
bandit.
Oh, son of a bitch. I still have a guy out there, don't I? Fuck, I can't see that far down. Oh, shit. I can't zoom out enough to see who it is. So that's 1, 2... I think it's Ford 2-3.
Ford 1, red crown, bandit, left 9 o'clock.
Yeah, look at that. It's a MiG-17. He's in trouble. There's 2 F-8s. You know what? Ford Flight, follow me. We got a rescue mission to do. Let's go, go, go. Get up on my wing. I don't even have ammo, but I don't care. The other guys still do. If I can engage these Crusaders, they don't know I'm out of ammo. I can at least scare them into maneuvering, and then one of my other guys can maybe take the shot. Alright, we're heading back south into combat. 70% fuel at the moment. They're 15 miles away. Oh god, they're taking shots. Hold on, Ford 2-3. Help is on the way.
Ford 1, red crown, bandit, 12 o'clock, 15 miles. Angel
Let's grab some altitude so we can move a little bit faster and then dive down on these guys. Hey, Flight 2, engage air. Flight 1, attack my target.
Copy that. Got your target.
Alright, so the other guys can engage this Crusader. If I can target the other one, I can maybe get him off our guy. There we go, they're less than 10 miles now.
1, red crown, multiple bandits, 12 o'clock, 10 miles. Angel 5, heading southwest.
I'm gonna be on fumes when this is over, but goddammit, we're gonna get our guy back. There he is, Ford 2-3. He's in range now. He's just west of the city of Phu Lai. Engage with those 2 F-8s. Alright, everybody, attack my target.
Attacking your target.
They're 4 miles right beneath us. There they are. Look at that, they're like right in formation. There's our man. Alright, he's turning into us. I'm gonna drop down right on these guys and spook them. How you like them apples? Blacking out as we made the pass, pulling back around. Attack, attack, attack. What's this guy doing? Looks like he's... Okay, he's going away from me. Catching flak now. Oh, I'm overshooting just a little bit. Shit. That's okay, we'll go up and over. I'm gonna stay locked on this guy. Give him something to think about, you know? I hear my guys shooting. Somebody's firing. Yes, sirree. Shit. Alright, so the guys are starting to run out of ammo just like me, but this will still be a success even if we can scare these guys off. Okay, 4's bingo fuel. Yeah, join the club, buddy. We either have to knock these guys down or scare them off. Or get them shot down by ground fire. This is pretty hellacious here. Barrel rolling right into position behind this guy. Almost catching a tracer for my troubles. Man, I wish I had guns on me right now. Oh! There we go! Yes! Yes! Somebody got him! One down, one to go. Sayonara, sucker. Okay, can we repeat that? Everybody attack this target. Oh, there he goes. Scratch 1 F8 Crusader. Boom! Alright, we've really given number 2 something to think about here. Now it's 7-on-1. How do you like those odds? Oof. Alright, somebody else taking the shot. That's good. Whoa! That MiG-17 went head-to-head with him. Missed, unfortunately. Okay, where's the rest of my boys? You guys gotta get up here. Catch up to us, please. Attack my target, everybody. It's priority target. Let's go. Oh, look at this. He has had enough. Look, he's definitely heading east, back out to sea. He said, fuck that. I don't blame him. There's somebody. Friendly's closing in on the Crusader. I'm just gonna stay kind of wide and out of their way. Let them do their job. Oh. Okay, they're not tracking him anymore. They're all just trying to reform on my wing. Attack air. Let's see if that motivates them. Alright, you know what? I'm breaking off. The AI is not following him at this point. He's clearly leaving. I'm in the red zone on fuel. I need to get back to Fujian right now. So, okay, we're letting him go. He's out of here, but look at that. He took damage on the left side of the fuselage. So we almost had him. Somebody almost got him, but not enough to knock him down, unfortunately. There's 3, 4, 5 members of Forward Flight. Everybody, rejoin, please.
Return to formation. Rejoin and formation.
Still no word on whether we've actually failed or succeeded in the mission, but at this point, I don't have enough fuel to care. And we're not going to catch them anyways. They're back in Thailand by now. Okay, that's our closest bad guy, and he's heading out over Nam Dinh, I think. He is no longer a factor. We're done. Forward flight. Return to base. I feel confident that we're clear to give that command, so they're going to circle out to the west and then come way back into land. There they go. We got the red fuel light on, at about 10% fuel in the main tanks. But that's okay, I just have the VK-1 at idle at the moment as we're dropping altitude down to 1,000 feet, or 300 meters. Fujian elevation is 100 meters, so we'll be looking at 400 meters on the altimeter for our overhead pass. I'm not quite in an emergency situation yet, so I'll use up a little bit of fuel to run the pattern once. Lining up on center line just above 500 meters. There we go, dropping down 400 meters. Coming across Fujian, victorious. There we go, that's about midfield. Victory roll and a break. Hot dogging it for the guys on the ground. Alright, making the turn to final. Coming around the backside of this radio facility. I'm a little bit high, so brakes out. Gonna drop right down to the pavement. We're at 250 kilometers per hour. 200 is our stall speed. Floating down over the runway now to kiss the pavement right at 200 kph. And touch down with just a little bit of stall buffet. Perfect. Wow. Alright. We saved our guy. I'm really proud of that. That was a major furball today. For all that, we only lost one MiG-17. We almost lost two, but luckily we were able to scare those other guys off. But there was a ton of American aircraft out there, including lots of F-4s, missiles streaking all over hell and gone. I guess to be fair on our side, SAMs were all over the sky too, taking them out, so maybe that evens things up a bit. Okay, finally we have a turnoff here. It happens to be at the end of the runway. So we'll just make our way off. Ford 1 is clear of the runway. Another thing I did while I was rooting around in the files was to set the canopy open on this MiG-17. So there we go, we pop the lid, let some fresh air into the cockpit. We're going to taxi over and shut this bird down, and we'll see you over in the debriefing. Let's take a look at today's mission. Our objective was to intercept an enemy flight approaching the Jia Tuong POL storage, destroy the enemy flight before it reaches its target. Those were the F-105s dropping bombs on Gaya Lam airfield. Flight time was 36 minutes and 40 seconds. Result, 2 primary targets were destroyed, 3 additional enemy aircraft were destroyed, 1 MiG-17 was lost, for a rating of success, 550 points. That's pretty good. I actually didn't realize that we destroyed any primary targets. So 2 primary targets down, and then 3 additional. Let's see who did what in the stats. Second Lieutenant Nguyen Van Coc fired every single bullet I had on board for 5 hits with the 37mm cannon for only 1 kill. That's unusual. You know, normally those 37mm tear shit up, and somehow I hit F-105s 5 times for only 1 kill. And then 21 hits with the 23mm cannon for 2 kills. So 3 aircraft to me today. Oh man, Lieutenant Chu, who was my number 2, he never ended up firing, and then unfortunately he was shot down. Second Lieutenant Trong fired, looks like 1 or 2 bursts. He got 4 hits, and he knocked down an aircraft. Nothing from Second Lieutenant Niem. Lieutenant Colonel Phuc, our commanding officer, he got a kill, hitting something with the 23mm cannon. Lieutenant Gao fired 1 burst for no effect. Lieutenants Long and Tran did not fire anything. Long was the guy who was engaged in that dogfight with the F-8, so even though he didn't fire anything, he was spinning around like a madman, avoiding the fire of 2 American aircraft, so that's something to be commended in and of itself. Here's our standings. I'm up to 21 air-to-air kills. Lieutenant Colonel Tai Kang Phuc is up to 2, and Cao Van Trong is now 6. He got an additional kill. And some sad news, Lieutenant Chu killed in action when his MiG-17 was shot down today. That brings the number of KIA pilots in the squadron up to 4, but things could be a lot worse. Could be a lot more than just 4 pilots. We're actually doing really, really good. Jeez Louise, look at this 1051 block. 1051, Sparrow fired at Lieutenant Colonel Phuc. Sidewinder at Chu. Sparrow at Lieutenant Chu. Sparrow at Lieutenant Colonel Phuc. Sidewinder at Lieutenant Long. Sparrow at Lieutenant Chu. This is all in the space of 3 minutes. All these F4s. Oh, actually one of those was a Crusader, I'm sorry. At 1054, Lieutenant Chu was hit by an AIM-7 Sparrow, shot down near Bac Mai. KIA. So there we have it. This mission broken down in detail. Lots going on. This was a very busy mission, and despite the loss of one of our pilots, I would consider this extremely successful. That could have been a lot worse. If they had their shit together, we could have lost more than 50% of the squadron on this mission alone. It's happened to me before. It's not a pretty sight to lose 7 pilots, 7 aircraft, all in one mission. But that was not the case. We pulled it off. We came to the rescue of one of our squadron mates. I was able to use the wingmen to attack targets even though I was out of ammo. And then we all safely returned to Phuc Yen. So this was an exciting mission. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm happy that it's over. I can give my voice a rest after screaming at my monitor for the last 36 minutes and 40 seconds. So hopefully we'll see you next time, defending our homeland against the American aggressors. We'll see you then.